Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another YouTube video with your boy Pollux the Wise. I hope you guys are doing absolutely frogging splendid, taking care of yourselves, and as always, staying safe. Baj'nimen the Hateful is considered to be one of the more iconic bosses to fight in the Kingdom Rush franchise. He is an absolute menace on the battlefield, and with good reason. In today's episode, I will be diving into the lore and story behind this sinister and downright horrifying character who was willing to sacrifice everything in the name of retribution. So without further frogging ado, let's get started. We are first introduced to the Twilight Elves in the game Kingdom Rush Origins, without a doubt one of the most powerful armies to have ever existed. These fearsome warriors were renowned not only for their prowess with physical weapons, but for their destructive and almost unrivaled magical capabilities. The first instance we can see from in-game that mentions Baj'nimen is the level known as Duskwood Outpost, alluding to the former Queen Melicia's loyal lieutenant. After her demise at the Shrine of Eleni, however, a power vacuum was created, in which large numbers of Twilight Elven troops surrendered on the spot. Not all of them did, however, and despite having been dealt a crippling blow to her kingdom and her army, the remaining Twilight Elves fled into the old lands of their former kingdom. But there is more to this story than what meets the eye, and in fact, the beginning of this tragic tale extends all the way back to the level known as the Arcane Quarters. In the dialogue at the start of this level, we can see a brief mention of how the Sylvan Elves were confused at the Twilight Elves' decision to avoid the area known as the Arcane Council, going instead through the Arcane Quarters. I believe, however, that there is an explanation for this. There is a brief comic at the beginning of the Duskwood Outpost level, in which Baj'nimen is pouring through spells from various scrolls and books in some dimly lit library. There is mention of a spell that Baj'nimen himself is attempting to perform, a spell so powerful that it is capable of annihilating the entirety of their continent. Although there is no evidence to support this claim directly, I personally believe that the knowledge to cast this spell was obtained during the Twilight Elves' brief passage through the Arcane Quarters. Considering the fact that Melicia was already in the process of using ancient elven artifacts to obtain power for herself, it's not unreasonable to assume that Baj'nimen may have sought this spell, whether at his own whim or his queen's request, as a means of insurance in the unlikely event that the Twilight Elves would fail. In other words, if they couldn't control and dominate the lands they lived in, they were willing to sacrifice everything so that no one else could. Fortunately, however, the Sylvan Elves were able to locate and engage Baj'nimen's army before he could cast his spell. They forced him to step out and fight, but Baj'nimen himself was no warrior. He did not have the physical strength or prowess as his fellow Twilight Elves did. Instead, he rode a giant centipede, with powerful scale-like armor to protect it. Additionally, Baj'nimen himself was quite resistant against any form of magic, and he relied on his powerful bombardments of dark energy and bolts of pure darkness to obliterate all who opposed him. In the end, however, he was ultimately unsuccessful, having not only failed in his devious plan to destroy the entirety of the continent they lived in, but to avenge the horrific loss that the Twilight Elves had suffered at the hands of their Sylvan cousins. That's about going to do it for the end of today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you guys want to see more content like this, please let me know down in the comment section below. I will hopefully see you guys all in the next YouTube livestream or video. This is Pollux the Wise saying, peace out.